Great effort from Lucius, 51.246. Finley Watson, a disappointing fourth at 51.253. But again, less than a tenth of a second separates the top four. Freddie Cox at 51.746 is fifth, out of Aaron Mensah. Thomas Spearing, seventh. Ewan Scott in eighth. Ninth for Archie Pittsdrake. And rounding out the top 10, the time of 52.681 seconds, was number 84, Jasmine Taylor. And the rest of the Group A qualifiers head back to the pit lane area. And we now look at the drivers in qualifying Group B. And this contains current championship leader on the left-hand side of your screen, Archie Heron, number 6. There, on the right-hand side of your screen is number 113, Daniel Sabula. Sabula, fantastic effort so far from Sabula. He's taken a couple of heat wins. In fact, the last round at Landau, Sabula was immense in the heats. Took 3 heat wins, or 3 maximum point scores from the heats and pre-finals at Landau. He is 5th in the championship standings, the leading rookie in kart number 113. A little bit just behind Daniel, you can see the number 4 kart poking its nose out. That is Jamie Gurney. Jamie Gurney, remarkably, Gurney's only taken a single heat victory this season, but he is 4th in points. He is 17 points behind Archie Heron. So, Heron in the 6th, Aidan Hassan in the 5, Gurney in the 4. So karts 4, 5 and 6 are the key players in this qualifying group in terms of the overall championship. You have 10 minutes. And of course, they will all be aware now that Watson, their rival in Group A, only set the 4th fastest time. So he gets 4th place points from that qualifying group. This group due to start in just 2 minutes' time. Drivers, they're just sitting, their mechanics, a lot of them their dads, watching. A couple of final words of advice. There's our grid marshal in the foreground of the screen, holding the grid at the green flag. That's Megan Tupholm. She is casting a watchful eye over the dummy grid to make sure that everyone is obeying the rules and regulations. Now, remaining drivers in this group, we've already been through Gurney, Hassan and Heron. We've got the 83 of Josh Turnbull, the 86 of Ali Hussein, the 100 of Hudson Cross, the 101 of Jamie Warner. Max Haller is in kart 105. Ollie Morris is in kart 107. Then it's Sabula in kart 113. Hadley Simpson in kart 114. Jacob Ashcroft in kart 117. Daniel Weir in kart 120. And Connor Scarisbrick in kart number 121. Now, Scarisbrick has not done a full season. In fact, he's only done 3 rounds, and this is the 8th and final round of the season. But Scarisbrick was very, very impressive yesterday in practice. So kart number 121, he could be the dark horse, ready to throw the cat amongst the proverbial DRS62 pigeons on this today. There's Jasmine Taylor scuttling across the front of the screen there. Obviously after qualifying 10th in her group, and she's going out to watch a couple of her friends in the next session. And once again, has to be said, the atmosphere here in the paddock at Hooton Park has been second to none. A really good bit of sporting camaraderie amongst the parents, the families here. It is one of the friendliest paddocks, if not the friendliest paddock in British kart racing. And I've been around a fair few paddocks in my time, so I can say that with a certain degree of authority. There's a very, very nice homely feel here. A lot of lad and dad teams, of course. Oh, and there's somebody overcooking it. And there you can see the problem with the mud. And oh dear, straight through the mud. That is number 1. That is Daniel Sabula, who has overcooked it going off into turn number 3 on his outlap. And you can see him go through that muddy puddle, a bit like Peppa Pig. Yeah, he loves a muddy puddle. But you can see now on your screens, you can see that the mud coat number 113 kart going through there. There's a move from Aidan Hassan at the inside. Now this is where the championship frontrunners will try and jockey for position. So the track conditions should be improving now. It's not raining. There's still a damp line, as Sabula has just proved. It's still very, very treacherous. But, oh, you can see there, Aidan Hassan running very wide coming out turn number 1. Aidan Hassan running very wide coming out of turn number 1 as we come down towards turn number 3 now. 8 3/4 minutes to go. Anybody else going to run? Oh, there's a spin, and that, I think, is Archie Heron. It's Jamie Gurney, rather, in car number 4, and you can see the mud and the grass, and Heron's got to go, Gurney's got to go backwards to try and get some traction, and then get back in there. There is Scarisbrook in cart number 121, and still beached on the grass. He's going to get going again, is Jamie Gurney. But that's going to cost him not only this lap, it's going to cost him the next lap as well, because he's got to get all that mud and muck off his tyres. Not to mention his cart's going to be absolutely soaked. See the cart's coming towards turn number 1 now, and there in the back of the shot there's Daniel Sabula there, just very smartly, actually, I have to say, Sabula, just running out over the pit lane exit to get himself a slightly better turn-in angle for turn number 1, and a bit of side-by-side action up towards turn number 3. That's on the slippery section. You can see the driver going up the inside there, then running very wide on the exit, losing all that momentum. Of course, this is not what the drivers need in timed qualifying. You need to run line astern, single file, chasing the person in front of you, not getting side by side, because the more you go side by side, the more you slow each other down. There's the scene through the S's into turn number 7. Scarisbrook now trying to get past, that's the number 83 car of Josh Turnbull. At the moment, it is Archie Heron, driver number 6, 50.620 seconds. Wow, this is the quicker of the 2 sessions. I mean, obviously they're going to stay in this group for the remainder of the heats and pre-finals. We're not going to mix the groups until we get to the Grand Prix itself. So the drivers in the first group, in Group A, they're not going to be too panicked about the fact that suddenly Group B is a lot quicker, because they're in their own separate battles for the first half of today. Sabula looks to the inside going into turn number 4, and there's a sort of a double apex left. The first left-hander is nice and shallow, and then it's hard, the brakes are sharp. Turn number 5, you can see at the top of your screen there, through the S's and then into turn number 7. Now when it dries out, you'll see that very early apex at turn number 7. Some drivers trying to get that second apex as well, but others preferring to run out very wide. So Sabula has got Turnbull right behind him, and then Scarisbrook running a little bit wide, coming through turn number 1, and it's so that the Hampton-based driver, Daniel Sabula, at the moment third fastest. It's still Archie Heron, 50.620, leading Aidan Hassan. We haven't seen Aidan on our screens in cart number 5 yet. He's got a 50.727. Sabula a 50.901. Then a 51.394 for Turnbull. Max Horler is 5th at 51.442, and then Scarisbrook at 51.511. Scarisbrook 6th at the moment. Ali Hussein 7th. Ollie Morris 8th. Hudson Cross 9th. Jamie Gurney only 11th fastest at the moment. So 4th place driver in the championship, the 4th of the 4 title contenders in cart number 4. At the moment, a 52.693, not having a great time at the moment. And I'm looking at the tyres, it looks as though the majority of them are still on wet tyres. Ali Hussein in car 86 goes 4th, but the order is still Heron, Sabula and Hassan. There is Scarisbrook in cart number 121 on your screens, coming through turn number 3 now. Up towards turn number 5, he's got a little bit of a gap before Turnbull, so he's using the rear bumper of that number 83 cart, Josh Turnbull, as a target to aim for. Oh, and there's an off for Ollie Morris in cart 107. Now, for those of you tuning into the Daniel Ricciardo series for the first time, the black plates and the white numbers, that means they're a series rookie. It's their first full season in the Daniel Ricciardo series. The yellow plates and black numbers, that means they're the more experienced drivers. But it's Aidan Hassan who now goes quickest. Aidan Hassan, 50.176 seconds in cart number 5. There's the 105 cart of Max Horler. Horler is up into 7th place as he comes down towards turn number 3 now. You can see past the Daniel Ricciardo series banners that adorn this entire 900-metre circuit. Now Horler is in a good position. He's got no one behind him, but he's got a nice 10-20 cart length gap in front of him to try and use the rear bumper of those carts. The number 121 of Scarisbrook is one of them, and the number 83 of Turnbull. He knows they're quick carts, so he is going to try and follow them, copy their lines and break that little bit later. He doesn't copy their line going into turn number 7. Horler's got his own idea of how to get round turn number 7 in these slippery conditions. Now we're on to the main straight. Does that time improve for Max Horler? He's done a 50.979. He's 7th at the moment. It's Hassan, Heron, as the 1-2-0 kart of Daniel Weir runs very wide at the exit of turn number 3, and you can see, oh, is he going to get stuck on the grass? Is he going to get stuck? You can see the rear wheel spinning, and does he get going? Yes, he does. There's a bit of a drop off there at the exit of turn number 3, I have to say as well. So if you do run wide, you go over a lip into a little bit of a dip, and it's very difficult. The grass is so slippery to get back out. So Aidan Hassan, kart number 5, 50.176 seconds, 3.5 tenths up. Oh, and a problem there for Archie Heron. Our championship leader, Archie Heron, second quickest, and the kart stops. And Heron gets out and over the barriers. Oh dear, so championship leader Archie Heron in trouble, out of this session. Hassan leads the way. Now, Archie Heron, let's have a little look, see if we can gauge from the body language. He's not happy with that. He knows that there's a mechanical problem. And there is the, well, Archie yesterday was saying he's not letting the pressure get to him, but he's going to be very disappointed with that. Kart number 100 on your screen now. Hudson Cross leading the number 117 of Jacob Ashcroft through turn number 1. Cross is 9th, Ashcroft 13th of the 14 drivers in this session. Down towards turn number 3 now. Number 100, Hudson Cross, who in the championship positions is 20th at the moment. He's missed a couple of rounds. He missed the round at fullback, and he missed the round at Landau. Into turn number 4. Now there's yellow flags waving at the exit of turn 5 as the Daniel Ricciardo series officials remove the stricken kart of Archie Heron. So Aidan Hassan at the moment, well, Jamie Gurney is still down in 9th place, so he's not scoring good points. Heron is going to go no higher than 2nd. It's down to Daniel Sabula and Connor Scarisbrick to push Heron a bit further back down the order. So Aidan Hassan in the catbird seat at the moment. He's done a lap time of 50.162 seconds as Aidan Hassan. That is nearly 4 tenths of a second quicker than Heron, who is sitting at the side of the circuit and watching at this point. And he's nearly a full second. He's at 49.677 seconds for Aidan Hassan. He's nearly a full second ahead of Sabula and Scarisbrick. 3rd and 4th, but Sabula in kart 113 and Scarisbrick in kart 121. There is your provisional pole sitter, nearly a full second ahead of the next 2 karts still running on circuit. Heron is now 8 tenths of a second back in 2nd position, but will go no faster or will go no further. So here is Aidan Hassan running a little wide coming out of turn number 5, using all the curb and more through the S's. Using the curb again, sets the kart up turn number 7. Bit of snap oversteer there, catches it superbly. Great kart control there, caught by our partners at Alpha Live. He is now on to another lap. Does he improve once again? Not this time, 30 seconds to go. So this will be Aidan's final flying lap. He comes out of turn number 1, into the second right-hander at turn number 2. That left-hander feeds out onto the long back straight. Down the back straight he goes. Now what does Heron do? Does he move to the inside and then quickly switches to the outside line to try and stay off the greasy stuff going through turn number 3? And you can see him moving around on the circuit there. So now he's trying to save his wet tyres. He doesn't want his wet tyres to overheat, so he's looking for the, on your screen, this almost, they look silvery on your screen, the wet patches. Here is the 12-year-old from Milton Keynes, comes through the S's. Now you'll see him move off the slick stuff onto the dry part of the track, coming out of turn number 7. He looks over his shoulder, hand in the air. He's aborted this lap, I think. Yep, he's going to pull in very shortly. He doesn't improve, he doesn't need to improve. Sabula with a good late lap, 50.333 seconds. That pushes Heron down to 3rd. Scarisbrick is on to another lap, so is Hussein. So Heron will finish maximum in 3rd place. Can Connor Scarisbrick in kart number 121 as the checker flag waves? Can Scarisbrick push him down? No. The answer is no. A 50.609 for Connor Scarisbrick. That is 4th fastest. So a 49.677 seconds for Aidan Hassan, followed by 50.333 for Sabula, a 50.531 for Heron, a 50.609 for Scarisbrick, with Ali Hussein 5th, Josh Turnbull in 6th, Max Horler 7th, Hudson Cross 8th, and Jamie Gurney only 9th place, 1.8 seconds off the pace. Not a good start for Jamie Gurney, but of our 4 championship contenders in DRS62, it's Aidan Hassan in kart number 5, who fares best of all in qualifying. Heron, Gurney and Watson all playing catch-up as we move towards DRS 100, 27 drivers in this class. So again, Group A and Group B. And in this division, it's all eyes on driver number 2, Callum Gunning. 56 points to the good in the championship.